guys. He took some, oh no. How does basil taste in your tea? You know, I've never been really good at making money, but I thought I would give it a try.
I wonder how long it would take for me to make 19 trillion of these. If I run out, I can just make more. Hey, if it works for the government, it works for me.
So there's 10, my initial currency, and the each one is numbered 1 through 10. 6, 5, 9. So you know which direction the number goes. It says silversmith at the top. 10, 2, 8. Four.
Sorry I haven't made a lot of videos lately. I've been really busy.
I have fired the pestle and the mortar for the 3rd time, but I'm not loving the way the stripes look. Let's see if I can get a picture of what's the problem here. There's a couple of little white specks showing through on the feet here. Sorry, I was out in the garden, so my hands are a little dirty, and we're going right back out there. And see that? See that speck missing? I don't like it. I'm gonna add some more black glaze and refire it 4th time. I probably have dirt on my face. Do not be alarmed. I gave away a bunch of tomatoes to my mother-in-law. She loves to eat tomatoes. She'll put salt on them and just eat them right over the sink. And then I've got more in the fridge. They're in strawberry containers because I like to reuse everything. I've already let 2 cucumbers go to seed, accidentally. So this one, when they get yellow like this, the skin gets pretty tough, but they still taste good, you know, if it's pretty soon. So we're gonna eat that one. And then I found this one today, and I threw them in on top of my sunflower seeds so I could use my new bucket that I made down at the pottery studio. It's kind of cute, right? Look, and I just put a little rubber tubing over the wire so it would be comfy to hold. I haven't showered indoors since the day I got that shower head. And I refuse to shower indoors. I don't like to. Dummies. Don't you know where the gate opens? The little girls aren't so little anymore. Mr. S has been piling up the compost every day, and the chickens have been flattening it out and turning it for him. And it's much easier than the compost tumbler. And this pretty wildflower. Isn't it cute? It's very small. See? The grapes are starting to change color. The cotton is still real short. Hello, miss. You are getting to be a really big bird. Isn't she gorgeous? Maybe about a month more on the pears. These came up on their own as a result of the old pumpkin baseball we like to play. Mr. S has been mowing around them. They might produce us some pumpkins. You want to see the pumpkins, right? Of course you do. It's like somebody clawed him when he was little. Here's another one. It's a good sized pumpkin. And these are, I don't think any of these are the sugar pies this year. So, probably won't be making pumpkin anything out of them. Okay, so what did I show you? 4? There's another one over here. This one's almost ready. It's green on the bottom still. The peanuts are really, really doing well this year. We had a really rainy June, and it's looking good for July so far. Here's my overgrown tomato. This thing is just popping out tomatoes everywhere. It's doing awesome. 2 sunflowers talking. Here's the cucumber I'm letting go to seed. It's gigantic. I don't know how to let it go to seed, but I figure it's like any other thing. Yesterday, I harvested a bunch of those green onions that had already gone to seed, and I put a bunch of onion greens into every tray in the food dehydrator. And then I chopped up the parts that were white on the onions. And hey, cut it out! What's wrong with you? They know I have something here. You want some? And then I chopped up the onion white parts in the Cuisinart, and I put those into the freezer in individual cup measurements, FoodSaver bags. So 1 cup makes enough onions for tomato basil soup, or 1 cup can go into meatloaf for dinner. You would not believe it, but I actually did some weeding yesterday. Any dirt patches you see, I weeded grass out of here. Hey, there's a peanut plant shoved in right there. The tomatoes from the ones we bought at the store are pathetic. However, we got a bunch of green beans off that area, and there's tiny cantaloupes in there. Let's go see if we can find one. These are black oil sunflower seeds. Big bean. These are some black beans that I planted out of a bag of organic black beans I had in the house. So I'm just going to let those dry up on the pod. On the plant. In the pod, on the plant. Something's still eating all my cabbage, but we're about to get diatomaceous earth in the mail in 2 days. Hey, Rue, behave yourself. There's a tiny volunteer tomato plant in there. We have a long season here, so I'll just let that grow. That might make tomatoes by fall. Chickies love this. So I always weed the garden and then just throw it straight into the coop. That's going to be a little cantaloupe. Here's another. They're all over the place in here. I just planted 1 million into each mound. All my weeding displaced some of them. Hopefully they find a good place to set down roots. There's a little Malabar spinach I forgot I planted, and then when I was taking weeds out, I found another. The weeds make it hard to find the beans. Oh my. Awesome. Looky here, I forgot we planted a pepper. It's a little late, but I'm gonna take out all this basil, or at least most of it, and maybe make some pesto today. So now it's pretty hot. I think I'm done. Let's go check on the worms. Okay, so those are the stage which you can feed them to the birds, really. Or there's more. They like this little cave to hide under. And they eat chunks off the carrots. Let me see if I can find you a pupae. Yesterday, I picked out a bunch of the dead ones, and that's when I saw the There's one. Look at this. This one's like changing into a beetle. That's what they look like. Kind of a fat thing. The long and skinny ones are in the middle stage. That's a dead one. So that should be pulled out of there. Because apparently the dead ones make them stink. Oh, my tea's ready. When going through it yesterday, I found 2 beetles. And that is the final stage before they die. They become a beetle and then they lay eggs. And I'll try and find one to show you. Well, crap. That beetle died. I don't know why. But he's not going to lay a lot of eggs if he's dead. Or she. Here's one. She's okay. Maybe she just needs to find the carrot. It's brown now, but it'll get bigger and turn black. And they don't crawl out of these containers because their feet don't stick to the plastic. They can only really stick to the substrate, the bedding. Okay, there's lots in here, but I don't like to disturb them too much. They're busy working, growing, making babies and stuff, so I'll just put them away now. I have 2 trays with the worms in it and 1 tray with the beetles currently. Well, 1 beetle, but once I find another beetle, I'll put that other beetle in here and then they can mate and lay eggs and then they won't be tempted to eat the babies. Who cares? Sometimes they cannibalize each other, so we're going to keep them separate. Once I finish this, I need to go do laundry.
I'm so looking forward to doing laundry.
You know that Robert Kiyosaki guy? Wrote the book Rich Dad, Poor Dad, and like 20 other books. So he talks about assets and how your house isn't an asset. An asset is something that pays you every month. Your house could be an asset, I guess, if you rented it out to someone else and made a profit on it. Otherwise, it would be a liability if you're not making a profit. Just breaking even is kind of a liability too, I would guess. That's what I need. I just need assets. Skills and education are an asset. The other day I was talking to my kid and I said, why are you watching stupid cat videos on YouTube? Everything in the world is out there for you to learn on YouTube. You could be improving yourself, but instead, you're watching cats with rainbows coming out their butts. With just access to the internet, there's so much you can learn. I had to go get my oil changed in my car. It's been forever and it costs a lot of money. So it's a European car and you have to get a reset done on it if you change the oil. But I'm thinking, I'm just gonna change the oil and then take it down to the dealership and say, hey, how much to just press that button that says, that resets it so the light goes off or something. Or just ignore the light that says that you haven't gotten an oil change. Because that equipment, that's the downside of owning a foreign car, is they make it really hard to change your own oil and do your own maintenance. But recently, Mr. S did the oil in his car, and that saves, quite a bit of money, at least enough to have a dinner out. We do-it-yourselfers save a lot of money. Now, the 3rd car that we add to this family, I have to start thinking about this now. I keep spreading my legs wider so I can get on the camera because I don't feel like putting a tripod on.
Just wanted you to know I'm alive and well.